Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be just a general reading. Whatever you need, take from it, you know. So the rejection was bittersweet and it's time for you to forgive. Because something in it has caused like a complacency within like the way that you operate in the world, right? Maybe it's a parent's birthday. Maybe something has come through like a creative process, however you choose to create, right? Like, be it art, be it ceramics, be it, photography, like whatever that extracurricular activity that brings you joy. It's kind of like the way that you process, but then it's also giving you like the insight that you're looking for. Where did it go? I just saw something flip, guys. Okay, never mind. If it comes out, it comes out. Thank you. That's so weird. I swear I saw something flip. I just got like somebody unlocked love for another person, not with their person, right? So something opened up and their heart was essentially caged while they were with you. And with this other person, there's a completely different vibration of resonance, right? And it could be coming back. It could be, again, you've got choose in here twice. That one I'm not taking. Moving on though. Oh, got it. Thank you. Just breathe. They just said all roads lead home. So regardless of like how many different experiences are, there's only one that's actually written, right? And so the person you're with could very well be receiving resistance because they chose not to do life with you, or they chose to do the work with someone else, and they're pretending that they're happy, right? So choose wisely your battles. Always breathe through the process. Reaching out because you know the connection, but in truth, like, take it as it resonates, right? Because it's a hard process when you realize that, like, it's not this lifetime. And, like, you have to get to a place where you, even though it's written in your book, like, if the other person chose free will, and they chose to do the journey with someone else, they're number one, they're not going to get what they could have had with you because the vessel is the female body, right? The vessel for the high dimensional beings, for the higher paradigm, for the evolution, lies with the female. So that's number one. Allow yourself to call in a soulmate who is going to help you bring in a higher timeline, right? Ask the divine to allow the rejection that you had to be a blip on your radar. So it's not living in your body and you're not constantly thinking, oh, it's not me, I wasn't chosen, right? I don't deserve it because I wasn't chosen. And like honor that process. Yeah, you got the Akashic Records here twice, yo. Maybe there's a hidden document that like you don't see, because you didn't even, like, it's like, how do you know what to look for if like you've never seen it before, right? What was that? Some of you don't think that like your desires of like, yeah, the divine love that you're looking for, right? That it even exists. You're essentially, yeah, your twin. It's like you've been settling in the bedroom. I didn't say it, they did. And like there's not a connection or a amplification or a shook state of being with like these other people. You're pretending to be in love with them. They're not like oh my God, I'm completely and totally head over heels in love. And this is what I truly desire. It's that whole, like, I can't get you out of my mind, right? And it's not an obsessive thing, but it's you are a part of me thing. And I'm getting like you had that, or you thought you had that, but it was just it was like a false reality. Like you haven't met like the true counterpart energy. Like your internal guidance that was impeded told you that was your divine counterpart, but in fact it wasn't. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. It's all about like you were too straight focused of like this person's perception of what my truth is my truth. And so like you just kept thinking it and thinking it and thinking it and thinking it. And then you'd breathe a little bit and then you go right back into it, right? And so there is a saying that like if you are only allowing that in your space, you're not making way for the magic that could become, right? You are living in that pessimistic state of being that it's not open. It's not wide open and in a place of allowance. And so you are in fact a creator, and you're going to see, 234 and 111 as your identification of like, hey, you are on the right path. It is unfolding for you. You are getting a divine partner. You are in fact getting a complementary mirror that is on your highest timeline, right? And there's going to be some kind of an illumination. I'm getting like when you see them in the eyes, it's going to be undeniable, right? And it's because it's an uncommon bond. Like the thing is like you guys will have been through so many of the similar experiences that you're going to be like, wow, this is kind of a trip, right? And it's really scary when you can read someone's mind. And it's not even like, oh, you're just kind of reading their mind. Like, no, you're word for word, like seeing exactly what the person is thinking, right? And it's hella scary for the person that maybe has never experienced that before. But that's not your job to self-soothe or to soothe that person that is essentially freaked out at the fact that you have an open line of telepathy with them, right? That's not your job. They just said somebody is essentially like an energetic matchmaker. I don't know. Get out in the sun, download in your blueprints, download in your light codes. Stop believing the bullshit beliefs that they tell you, right? You have a very strong mind and you have a very strong awareness. And it's all about like the present moment. And so like it's very imperative and important that your cells and your DNA structure are getting upgraded through the sun. It's how we evolve. I don't know why, but they're telling me to like point out like the aliens and them saying, oh yeah, you know, somebody tampered with their DNA through evolution because there was no way that we were able to jump that quickly in evolutionary standards. But the truth is like we're always getting blueprints and upgrades through the sun. And if the central sun has a big burst of energy, there can be an accentuated state of evolution that takes place on the planet because the earth has jumped a paradigm very quickly, right? Because we are all energetic beings having a human experience, there are different energetic grids that have been laid on the planet, right? And so I don't know, I'm getting like somebody is essentially like a sage or a scribe, and you're starting to understand like the hidden themes or connections that are in the books behind the books, if that makes sense. It's like when you're reading, they are giving you answers within the readings. It's kind of like your highlights don't actually make sense, but they're actually a word formation in the book, right? And so whether or not you're getting that from the author themselves, or you're getting them from your spirit guides, or you're getting them from your higher self, there's some kind of a creative spark that is unlocked as you're going through this process, right? And if I just told it to you and you've never put the pieces together, you're welcome to offer a donation, because that is some dope stuff. And as you get successful and you start writing your own book, I'll only take like 10%. It's cool. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But the thing is like you are going to start getting a little bit more lighthearted. You're going to get a little bit more playful. You're going to get a little bit more firm in the foundation that you understand it to be your truth, right? And it's just going to start unfolding. Like you're just going to feel yourself opening up and being more vulnerable and being more forgiving and more in a state of allowance with the divine, with yourself, with spirit. You are just going to see this massive shift and this change this week. And it's through these number sequences and through you being in the sun. They just said it's going to be a precise opening for the rainbows to come in. So if you are not trying to create a child, which honestly, if you're here, there is a 99.9% chance that you will be pulling in a rainbow into your field. You are either an indigo or a crystalline. And you really need to be focusing on your third eye and your telepathy, because that is a key component to you pulling in this child. For those of you that do end up getting pregnant with a rainbow and your third eye is not open, we can definitely work on it, right? DM me, let me know. And then we can go from there. But it's a really critical part. And I, as somebody who does not like breath work, I'm really not a fan of breath work. I'm not going to lie. It is a key component to actually opening the third eye and decalcifying the pineal gland, right? And so phases and cycles, Freya and Cisnersno, and Bridge. I love Bridge. Her energy is just awesome. So, tapping into that inner strength, into like you understanding like life is phases and cycles, and some people will be with you for a lifetime, and some people will be with you through an evolutionary cycle, right? Through for a season and a reason. And like you calling back your life force and like literally feeling into your energetic body and asking your energetic body to charge. And so a really good friend of mine said like, hey, why don't you pull in from outside of your field, right? And so like you stretch your hands above your head and you reach for the highest point that you can possibly reach to, full extension. And you literally say, I pull in love, I pull in light, I pull in my highest vibration of self. And you literally tap into that energy of joy and you pull it into your heart center. And you put both your hands on your heart. And you literally just say, I want this to be my new set point. I want this to be my new, like, place of connection, right? And say I want to raise to my fourth density, to my heart consciousness, and I want that to be my new set point, right? And you name it and claim it, and you charge your body. When you charge your energetic body, it literally increases the way you feel, and that will then start activating and helping you want to move your body. Anybody with a cord in, where is that at? Can you show me? T6, T7. Just focus on that. Like, you'll know it's like your higher self knows exactly where that's living at. And just disconnect the cord from the back of the chakra, because what I'm seeing is it's literally connected into your solar plex. And that's like tweaking with your tummy problems, right? So if you have tummy problems, that's like where it's stemming from. It's because somebody literally sunk into your back. And just identify, see that cord, cut it, or rip it out at the root, right? And then singe it. I always say, like, putting, like a opalescent, like rainbow color on the back of it, and singeing the end so that it can't actually get to anybody else, right? It can no longer attach, and that's for the person to deal with. That's not for you to deal with. Like, it's time to no longer play games, and it's time to, like, literally, like, stay in a state of consciousness, right? And then help your brother and sister out so that they are no longer having to deal with the same shit that you've been dealing with as you've been pulling apart this false reality, right? They're also saying, like, when you're manifesting your counterpart, like see them no longer having their heart in a cage, no longer being controlled by old wounds, no longer having that old state of being where, like, they have to have a stiff upper lip, where they're not able to be emotional, where they're not able to be a transparent, right? And it's not about, like, you saying, oh, they're not going to be transparent, right? Because then the world doesn't know what you want. It doesn't know that you don't want it or what you do want. But transparency is, in fact, all transparency, right? Good, bad, and indifferent. Like, then you see truth as truth, right? So starting to understand, like, the play on words and how one tries to keep another trapped, attached. And then stepping into your deepest desires, the stuff that you've always wanted, but you were too scared to put out into your desires, right? Allow yourself to truly be that conscious co-creator and reach for the stars, right? And allow the divine to actually fulfill that order. It's all up to you as the conscious creator, as the person of power, as the person of light, like, what you desire to be your truth and to be your reality, right? And name it and claim it. I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you would like a reading, as always, there is information in the box below. And energy is fluid. So by all means, please give it a thumbs up. It just helps build the channel. It's the algorithm. And in truth, like, I want to hit 1 million people. I want to be able to transmute energy for 1 million people. Because think how powerful we could be if we're all living in our heart-centered consciousness. If you, as an indigo or as a crystalline, can activate and transmute 100,000 people in one sitting, up to 500,000 people in one sitting. If we have 1 million of us, think of how many people could literally be transformed off of your energy alone, off of you being a sovereign being in a body, right? And that's the desire as we move forward, is that all of us are here holding each other's hand energetically, helping the other transmute the energy, by doing the work, by seeing the pictures, by pulling it out of the field, right? By us healing another, we then do the work for the greater collective. So until next time, be well, ciao, and I'll see you when I see you.